Well, I think one of the things that have been most important for me in terms of University of Chicago and my experience at SSA was really the critical thinking and the clinical underlay that I was lucky enough to obtain during my years here that have gone on all the way along to help me really integrate things. At this point, I'm an administrator. I became an administrator relatively quickly after I left from graduating from SSA as well, too. Although I had good clinical foundation and good supervision that continued on, luckily, in terms of the placements that I had and the jobs that I had right after the school. Interestingly enough, as an administrator now, I look back and I think so many of the students that I have at my agency really have a completely different orientation than what I was able to enjoy during my experience at SSA. At the time, we were really trying something very new in terms of coordinated methods, where we were doing group, individual, family life education, really seeing a whole plethora of treatment interventions, treatment services, and trying a lot of different field placements, coming back, really sharing with the group in a really different sequence than they had for casework, community development, and some other things at the time. Certainly very impressed with having Mike Reed, Laura Epstein, Ray Meltzer as our coordinators for this program, and really the other professors I had at that juncture in my life were so important to me in terms of really making this commitment and the underlying advocacy for people that came through with this too. I can remember my first day of going, well, I think social work is really just organizing your best intentions. Well, it certainly has come a lot farther than that, and it did immediately after I said that rather naive comment in my first class. But since then, I've really been able to build on all the theoretical frameworks, move that together, and then connect it to different ethical areas as well, in terms of any area that I've been able to move into. And that has really shaped my future more than anything else, where I've always felt a certain substance that I received at SSA that's held me in good stead throughout any of the other positions I had, in a sense of inquiry and really trying to make things research-based. So all the other things we've moved into now, at the time it may seem, or at the time the task-centered casework was relatively new. Now everything's really moved into much more of a cognitive-based theoretical orientation. All the other things I started with were so far ahead of the curve and have moved into all the different areas that I can incorporate into my ability to be the administrator of a large agency that has to provide services probably to about 12,000 people a year. All the different things that I look at now, I can almost go back again and again and say it began with some of my orientation and values that were imparted to me at SSA. Whether you're really looking at standards of excellence, best practices, again and again and again, it comes back. But I think more than anything else, it was the analytic thinking and the ability to really keep absorbing new information and honing your skills that started that entire pathway.